work session for the Plan Commission to do a 1-month subdivision concept plan and the November Unsafe meeting. They did not appear. There's been no communication from them, so last month it was recommended that we rerun title work and move it back to an active unsafe.
Okay, so Brian, do we have title work on it?
Title's back. I have a specimen order of demolition if that's what the board wants to do.
Okay. For you guys that are unaware, this has been on here a really long time. Have you seen it? Did you see the pictures in your?
Yeah, we're talking back to Jill, we're what, at least 3 years?
A couple.
March of last year is when Jill left the town.
Well, no, because Chris has been here a year, so, and we had,
Right prior.
So yeah, it's been a few years. They didn't show as they were supposed to show and have done nothing, so we ordered title, and I'm looking for a recommendation to move forward on demolition.
I make a motion to proceed with the demolition.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, Ryan, is there anything else we need to do?
No, and just for the newer ones, so the way the process typically works is there's 2 levels. The first is just called an order of demolition. What that does is that'll set this for a hearing next month, sort of a final hearing on the demolition. The owners would be required to appear and to give an explanation to the board as to what they intend to do. If you guys see that fit, you don't have to enter the secondary order. If they fail to appear or their explanation is not sufficient, then you would enter the order affirming the order of demolition, and then that would go into the queue to be demolished. So this is just the first order, not the second.
Got it.
Okay, roll call.
Ms. Sethauer?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Ms. Sheehan?
Yes. First order, demo. Okay. On to 1440 Fairbanks, Prairie Oak Holdings LLC.
Yes.
There.
How are you?
Good. Can you state your name and address?
Do I give my home address? What do you want?
Your home.
Stephen Vigneri, 556 Northview, Alfred.
I think, Ashley, if I remember,
So,
he was going to have it taken down.
I actually wrote down all the history just so I could give an overview since I knew there were 2 board members. Last month, you guys issued the 30-day demo. It was allowed. Going back, this appeared starting June of last year. They were notified to appear. Then last September, we affirmed the demolition order. October, he appeared and requested that we stay the demolition order and that he would have requested a 30-day demolition permit, that he'd have the house down by the November meeting. November meeting came and went. The house was still standing. You guys then reissued the initial order of demolition. November 21st, they submitted the building permit to demolish. In December, you decided to give the 30-day demolition permit. And he's back here again tonight to request an extension on the existing building permit.
So how long are you asking for an extension?
I have, we've got our demo guys scheduled for the week of February 6th.
Okay.
We couldn't get to it before then, so.
Right. So you're going to have it down,
Yeah,
for sure.
it's Mike, I don't know if you guys work with Mike Sharmack, Iron Industries.
I don't personally know them, but somebody else told me. Okay.
That's who was going to be taken down, but he was doing a bunch of digs and stuff, so.
Sure. Ryan, we can give an extension without delaying anything if nothing happens by next meeting?
Correct. I mean, if nothing happens,
If
I would surmise that we would know by February, I think it's 15th,
Right, the
if
next
progress is made, and if none is made by the 15th.
then we can move forward.
Certainly, so I would certainly make it clear to the property owner that, you know, if he's gonna be out there on the 6th, something needs to be done at least before the 15th, or it'd be completely down, otherwise
Yeah.
you guys
This
are.
has been going on for over 6 months, so, if I'm looking for you guys to make a motion on what you think, I would be okay with giving one extension.
I make a motion to give an extension.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Okay.
So, sorry, just to clarify, how long of an extension are you giving him? Are you giving
30
the next meeting?
Yep, next meeting.
So by the next meeting, it needs to be down.
Or at
Started.
least major,
Or
we
something.
can, it should be down, honestly.
Yeah,
but
that's vague. I would just say down.
down. Okay,
All right.
all right, thank you. And what's our next meeting, Ashley?
February 15th.
Okay, so if for any reason, I mean, Tony should know if it's down. If it's down, you don't need to appear. If it's not, then I would appear at the next meeting,
Okay.
okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And just so the record's clear, there's a 30-day extension on the existing demolition
30-day
permit, correct?
extension on the existing. Roll call? Roll call?
Ms. Sessauer?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Ms. Sheehan?
Yes. All right, moving on to the next one. 8816 West, 141st Avenue. Oh, okay, Ryan. Third property?
Yeah, so, just for the new board members, this one might be the longest on here.
It's a tricky one.
I think it started probably back in 16, 17? We had worked with the property owners at that point in time, to try to assist them. Unfortunately, things did not go as we had hoped. There was some litigation over this particular piece of property last year. Once that had concluded, the board then did a new inspection of the property, found it to be unsafe. The demolition orders were issued and later affirmed. The property owners appeared once, I think. The second time they appeared, it was after the meeting had concluded. Any deadline to appeal that demolition order has now passed. At the last meeting in December, the board gave us direction to begin the preparation of ejectment pleadings because this property is inhabited still. We're in the process of getting those pleadings completed to be filed, so the demolition of the property can't actually occur until we get the inhabitant out. So that's sort of where we stand now, is we have to get the ejectment pleading on file. Once we have the inhabitants out of the property, then it can be demolished.
So for this one, we just kind of need to defer until we get further.
Yeah, I would say a deferral is sufficient because we've already been given the direction to prepare the ejectment pleading. So
Right.
There's not much that can happen, and frankly, it probably just needs to go to an update at this point because the order's been affirmed, the order is
Okay.
standing.
Is
All
this
we have
inhabited
to
by
do-
the owners?
Yes. And we've been out there, myself included, have been there many times.
So we should just defer and move this to update for now?
Yeah, I would say it just needs to go to an update because there's not much more this board can do.
Right, at the moment, yeah. Okay. So can I get a motion from somebody to defer and move it to update?
I make a motion, we defer.
Okay. Thank you, John.
I'll second.
Another roll call, please?
Ms. Sessauer?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Ms. Sheehan?
Yes. Carries 3-0. Next is 13716 Birch Street, Blanton.
Yeah,
Hi, sir.
so I'm Ron 52 Wicker Lowell, and I've continued to clean up debris, and we got the inside pretty well cleaned. We're on the outside cleaning debris around the house, and we've already filled 2 dumpsters, and we intend on continuing to clean the debris before we get permits to remodel.
So last month,
Tony is, I gave Tony an update.
Okay.
so last month you had extended the permit for 30 days. Are you looking for another extension
Yeah,
on that permit?
I'll probably need about 60 total to get all the debris around the outside. I'm working the outside, weather permitting. That's the main problem right now.
Have you been
As
over
long as,
there?
I told them as long as there's continual
Progress?
progress,
And it
probably
looks like
okay.
there is.
Yeah, if it goes stale, then we're gonna be back in.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we'll have continual progress, weather permitting, of course.
Ryan, 30 day, 60 day, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you guys have traditionally granted extensions on these permits, so it sort of depends if you want the property owner to be back here in 30 days, or if you think that given the progress he's made, 60 is sufficient, you can certainly vote to extend it 60 as well.
Well, Tony's due the Friday, so I have it
Yeah, it should be.
with the weather, especially this
right.
time of year. So, I guess that's up to you guys, what do you guys think? And I might make a motion for 60 days on the permit he has for just an extension.
I'd make a motion for 30 days for you to reappear with an update for us.
Okay.
I second.
Roll call?
Ms. Bethauer?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Ms. Sheehan?
Yes. 3-0, we'll see you in 30 days. Next meeting is what?
February 15th.
February 15th. Thank you. Okay, the next one is 9320, Midland Trust Company and custodian is Pamela Broadway.
She is on via Zoom.
She's on Zoom.
Yes, I am.
And she's been on Zoom every month.
Yes, I live in Chicago.
Yeah, hi Pamela, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, thank you. Where are we at with this one?
Did you want me to state my name and address?
Yes.
Pamela Bradley, 17144 Point Drive, Orland Park, Illinois. I've had a dumpster out there the past 2 weeks. The garage is about 3/4 down. I was having problems, basically because these helper guys were not showing up with the main guy that's doing the takedown of the garage, but that's what has been slowing down the process. So basically, he's been out there almost himself, give or take a few days or whatever. But the garage is 3/4 of the way down. It's the back wall that's still up. It was a little bit tricky on the one side because that garage is right up against the fence line, so that took a little bit longer because they didn't want to damage the neighbor's fence that's right there, which I think is like within literally probably 2 feet. So that's where we're at. As far as right now, I'd like to ask the board for an extension on the permit, because I believe there was some confusion with the permit. In the last meeting, I was told the permit expired February 16th, but then I spoke with, I believe her name is Ashley, today, and she had said something, and the permit expired on the 16th of January, not the 16th of February.
Brian, or Tony, have you been out there at all?
I went past it this afternoon. Dumpster was there was a van there. I assume a gentleman working, 'cause there's a ladder also. The roof structure was gone off of the garage. It looked like the walls were still standing. I don't know how many of them, but more than one. They're working on it is all I can say.
So I can address the confusion that came up. Back in November, you guys granted a 60-day demolition permit for the garage. And I don't know if there was just confusion when the permit was picked up. They wrote out for February 16th instead of January 16th, which would have been the 60 days from the November meeting. So if any extension is granted, I'd go for the February 15th date, then it could make it current with the existing permit.
Okay.
Just to clarify, is this permit for the house and the garage? or
Just the garage. She is supposed to be presenting plans to the board with how she intends to make the house fit
And when is that happening?
after the garage is done. Was the direction of the board when that motion was made.
I don't believe there was any motion there was nothing left for me to do back at whatever meeting that was as far as the house. We just kind of put that aside because then the board's focus was the garage demolition.
Well, we will have to address the house as soon as that's done. I mean, the house is a problem.
No, and that's basically what the board said. They wanted to take care of the garage first and then move to the house.
Right. So,
So you believe that it will be done by February 15th, our next meeting?
Well, it should be. My only question with this is as far as the inspection, and at this point in time, I'm undecided as to whether there's going to be a garage rebuild or there's going to be no garage at all, depending on costs and whatnot. And currently, you know, like the dumpster is scheduled to be taken away tomorrow, because I just talked to the person that was actually, he just left the property a couple minutes ago. when he told me that the 3 walls were down, the back wall was still up, and he sent me pictures. So the foundation is still there. And like I said, I'm undecided as to whether we're gonna rebuild or just take it all out and not have any garage. So I don't know, I'm unfamiliar with how that plays into the permit timeline and the inspection.
Would a building permit, I guess I should be asking, would a building permit be issued for a garage with a house that was on the unsafe list?
The unsafe property would need to be brought into compliance prior to issuance of the
So
new building
the home
permit.
would need to be corrected as well before any talk about a new garage?
Correct.
Okay. So I guess that goes back to my question, is the garage going to be down by the next meeting?
Well, the walls will be down, but what I'm
She's in there.
trying to state here, which I'm not a builder, I'm an accountant, so I'm trying to say the foundation is still there. And I know in, the inspection checklist report, whatever that got picked up with the permit, there was something in there about grading the land and blah, 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 blah. And that's why I'm bringing it up now, is my intention right now was to leave the foundation there. I need to have a cement guy come out there and look at it to see what the situation is and make my decision whether I would be rebuilding or just completely forget there would be no garage.
Without a
But
variance, you can rebuild it.
my question is how that rolls into the permit and the inspection.
Okay, I'm sorry, Tony, what?
Without a variance, you couldn't rebuild it there. As she stated, it's like 2 feet from a neighbor's
Okay, so
property
you
line.
wouldn't be able to build the garage where it currently is regardless,
Without a variance, if it was.
because it's too close to the neighbor's fence.
Well, I don't know that for a fact. I have not been out at the property. I'm just saying I don't know what the town code is. But I know that garage was 2, 3, maybe 4 feet, I'm guessing, but it was close.
So, Ms. Broadway, our zoning regulation requires for any accessory structure, including a detached garage, to be 6 feet from any property line, not located in the front yard, 10 feet from any structure, and not located on any easement. So you would need an updated plat or survey, and you'd need to make sure it's 6 feet from any property line, not located in the front yard, 10 feet from any structure, and not on any easement.
Okay.
So, and
So-
well, guessing that you would not be able to rebuild there?
Well, no, I'm not saying I would rebuild, I'm just talking in generalities, but I'm not saying I'm gonna rebuild exactly where the garage is.
Okay,
But I don't
then
know
there's no
as far as
reason to
the
leave the
foundation is
foundation.
concerned, if it would need to all be taken up.
Yes, the foundation should be taken up because you could not currently rebuild where it was. So to be in compliance, you needed, from what I'm understanding here, you would need to take up the foundation.
We may or may not need, it's just a flat slab.
Is it? Have you been out
It's really
there?
no different than that 4-unit garage that was
Okay,
sorted
yeah,
out.
yeah, the one over
So
there.
there's gonna be a flat concrete slab there, and
And you're okay?
That's kinda it,
It's
yeah,
not
it's-
against our code, it's unsafe, it's fine to be there.
Essentially a patio.
yeah,
Well,
right.
I don't mean I don't mean to interrupt, I'm sorry. My only thinking on that was, I didn't know, I knew if we do a new garage, it would have to be obviously moved over, to the left or whatever. I didn't know if a piece of that concrete could be like cut off or whatnot. So that's why I'm saying, at this point in time, the concrete is not up. And my question comes, so I'm in line with what you guys want. How do I work this, with the foundation and the timeline, with an extension or whatever, to comply?
So from my understanding, Tony, is that she could leave the foundation, but you wouldn't be able to reuse it or move it to use, you'll have to create a new foundation if you're building a garage. So
Yes.
it will be no use to you, other than you don't have to do the work to take it up. As far as that, you're saying the dumpster is being removed tomorrow, but you said there
Mhm.
still may be a wall of the garage left up.
Well, the dumpster's pretty full,
So,
and he had a,
so you're requesting the extension just to get that back wall down?
well, I'm requesting the extension to get the back wall down, plus there's some rubble and debris that needs to be taken up and thrown away. At this point, I don't know if I need to get another dumpster or not. And then my question, as far as the inspection and the foundation, you know, that might play into, if I had to take the foundation up, then I might be getting another dumpster. That's why I'm trying to seek clarity as far as what it is I need to get done to comply within the restriction, you know, within the timeline of the permit.
Well, I think what we're saying is you don't have to take the foundation up, so you wouldn't have to do that. You would need to make sure that that back wall is down and all of the debris is cleaned up by the next meeting that we have. And then from there, we can have Tony go over there and take a look maybe before the meeting, make sure everything's where it needs to be. Then we'll discuss in February what we're gonna do with the house.
Okay.
And that would be up to you guys to make a motion.
I'll make a motion. I'm sorry, ma'am.
Can I just ask, I just wanted to ask one question just so I understand. So we're extending the permit 30 days, and the expectation within that 30 days is to have that back wall down and all the debris, wood, whatever is laying there on the foundation to be up and out and in the garbage.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
I have a question. What about I noticed there remodeling permits? You've been doing some remodeling inside?
It's expired. Someone had, tried to do some remodeling, without a permit, and they secured a permit for some work. I believe there's more work going on there than what they secured the permit for, and since that time, nothing has happened, and that permit is way expired.
Yeah, they don't have anything to.
I think we should.
That would have been from the, I don't know if you have a date on that permit, but that was not pulled by us.
Prior to on that, I think.
That was the previous owner.
Right.
Or two, no.
Have you noticed any more repair work since they've taken over?
I haven't. No, it'd be pretty apparent. I could probably look. I took some of the pictures through the windows. I could just look through the windows and see if anything's been going on, but I don't think much has been happening at all, including with the garage.
What do you guys think?
I'll make a motion to extend the permit for 30 days with the understanding that any exterior walls that are remaining are removed, along with any rubble or debris from the garage.
I second it.
Okay, roll call.
Ms. Sessower?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Ms. Shevitz?
Yes. 3-0. Okay, Pamela, so we'll see you at next meeting on February 15th. The garage should be completely down, everything cleaned up, and we'll start discussing what to do with the house, okay?
Okay, sure. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You have a good night.
You too, bye-bye.
Thank you. Okay, 12901 Hilltop Lomberger.
Last month, you accepted the stipulation for this property for the house to demolish it. It just needs a ministerial act of moving this to an update item.
Okay, so this one's just going update.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we make a motion to move it to update.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to move 12901 Hilltop to an update item.
I second it.
Thank you. Roll call.
Ms. Sessower?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Ms. Shevitz?
Yes. Carries 3-0. 7109, 146th Avenue, Hefner.
Yeah, I didn't.
Name and address, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry, Josh Evner, 115 North Grant Street, Crown Point, Indiana.
And from my understanding is you have been before the BZA?
I've been before the BZA, I was there last week, we've got some stuff worked out finally.
Okay.
With the barn.
So Ashley, where do you have notes on this?
So this one was before you in September, notification was sent out. He appeared before you in October, and you guys granted him a 90-day deferral to come up with a plan of what he's going to do with the house.
Okay, so Josh, what do you plan to do with that?
Well, at this point, the house has got to come down, and
Right.
I'm planning to tear it down as soon as possible. I just don't know what my options are in regards to that. I know the city had talked about tearing it down, to giving me the permit to do it. I just need a second to talk to somebody and figure out what my options and best
Sure,
plan are. But I want
sure.
it down as soon as I can, just so everybody
Yeah,
knows.
I
I'm
mean,
willing to do whatever.
so if we take it down,
Mhm.
we simply just send an order, you agree to it, we come in, take it down, and there's no additional costs. Whatever our costs are, go to you. They put a lien on your property, you can pay it whenever you have the money to pay it.
Okay,
It just sits there, it's down, it's clean,
sure.
and that's up to you when to, you know, if you want to sell a house down the road or whatever, and you get a loan, you just pay the lien off
Sure.
and do what you want.
Pretty much before I borrow any money or something.
Yeah, when you would, yeah, even when you go in, you could probably just, you know, if you're borrowing a loan for 200,000 and we charge you 10, get it for 210, pay the.
Yeah.
However, pay it off little by little, pay it how you want.
Yeah. I'm willing
You
to
do it, then you have to just come up with the means of the equipment and pay the cost up front to get it down.
Well, I mean, if it's, as long as it's gonna be fairly painless on me, I'd let the town do it, you know,
Okay.
and I have no problem, they can act as soon as, I mean, I need about a weekend or two to get in there, I got some stuff in there that's
Sure.
value that I'd like to grab out, but I've
Absolutely.
got it boarded up, so I need a weekend to pull some stuff out of there, but I mean, barring having a weekend or two in there, they can start whenever.
No, Ryan, do we have title and everything on this one, or we?
Yeah,
Plus,
actually,
he's agreeing to it.
I don't recall, but what we'd have to do is similar to what we did with Lomberger. So what we'd need you to do, Mr. Hebner, is to appear at next month's meeting. We'll prepare a stipulation for you to sign, agreeing to allowing the town to demolish the property.
You know, can start any sooner? I mean, I'm willing to start.
No, it's not, I mean, it's winter time. I don't know that they're there that active knocking buildings down right now, and
Okay,
there's a handful on the list ahead of you.
sure, no, that's fine, I'll do whatever you guys want.
Yeah, that way you just come in and you'll sign papers saying they sign with the town taking it down. And then as soon as they have an availability on the schedule, they'll come do it, clean it up, grade it, and,
And they will grade it and fill it back in with dirt, they're not gonna leave you with a hole in the
Yep,
ground or anything
yeah,
you're responsible for?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that, so just come to the next meeting, we'll go through it, and then I'll,
that's what I would
Correct.
do.
okay, yeah, I have no
Okay,
problem with that.
do we need a motion for that, Ryan, or?
Just a deferral.
Okay, so we're just gonna defer to next meeting.
And so do I need to do anything between now and the next meeting then?
Get your stuff out.
Yeah,
Okay.
whatever you're wanting in there, out, and
Okay.
that's about it, and then we'll
Okay.
see you next meeting.
Yeah, we'll pull everything out of there, and we'll have it ready to go, so we know.
Sounds good,
All right,
February
thank you, guys.
15th, okay, thank
Yep.
you. I don't think we need a motion for that.
Yeah, just a motion to defer.
Motion to defer.
Okay, I'll make a motion to defer this for 30 days to our next meeting on February 15th.
I second it.
Okay, roll call?
Ms. Sethauer?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Ms. Sheehan?
Yes. 3-0. All right, next, we have 6599 Fernwood, Morgan.
Craig Bogan is online.
Yeah, hi, this is Craig Morgan, 207 South Lincoln Street, Rockland, Indiana.
Okay, oh, is this the one where we have two properties?
Yes, this is
His
one.
dad's the owner.
Right, right. Okay.
So the first property, 6599 Fernwood, you gave him a 30-day extension, deferral last month to come up with some form of plan for this property. And he had to have firm.
Because we were even talking, I know he was trying to remove some stuff, but there's tractors and boats and all kinds of stuff on the property. So, have we got anywhere with it?
Yeah, so to give you an update with that, we actually have a new hall that we're gonna have there tomorrow morning. So we'll be taking a lot of stuff out of the house and garage, trying to get that cleaned out. We'll have the tractor out of there as well as the trailer and get a lot of that out of there. So we'll have a lot of that progress done tomorrow morning, and tomorrow afternoon. We'll have you all for about 2 days, so we'll pretty much try and get as much as we can out, within that time frame. And then as for the plan, so pretty much talk to the contractor and just, pretty much kind of like you guys said last meeting as well, it's gonna take too much money to kind of get it up to where we would need to sell it, within a reasonable amount of time. So, I mean, that's pretty much what that was, that was tearing that one down as well. We just need some time to, get everything out, basically.
Okay, so you're looking for some time to get it out. Are you looking for the town to take it down, or you're gonna hire somebody or?
We'll just have you guys take it down like the other property.
Okay, so you're gonna take it down.
He's requesting we do it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We did do
Yes,
it
I'm
in
sorry,
demolition
that's fine.
order on this one.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
think the initial order was issued, this would have been set for an affirmation order, so we would just need him to essentially agree on the record to the demolishing of the property, since it's already, the order's already there. We'll just tweak the orders a little bit, and the same is gonna hold true for the second one, so.
Okay, so do you think you can have the property cleaned up and your belongings out by the next meeting?
I would definitely want to try. I mean, if 60 days would be great if you can, but we'll definitely try by next month as much as possible.
The inspection was
August.
September 15th.
So this has been back, okay, so since August it's been on.
Sir, I thought you said you had the U-Haul for 3 days and you'd be done.
No, I said we're gonna have you all for 2 days. We're gonna try and get as much as we can in that 2 days that we have it for now.
But then you need another 58 days?
I just don't know how much we're gonna be able to get out just in that time frame, and then just trying to get everything else cleaned up and out of the house and everything like that. We still have to go through a lot of it, so. I mean, maybe if we could just have the 30 days and then just do an update next meeting if possible, if we do need more time, and if not, then great.
Well, I mean, this is what I would think, we get 30 days, but I'm not promising another extension.
I would agree with that.
I said I would maybe think about doing the 30 days, but not promising another extension past that.
I'd like to know if that place is secure too. Is there any open doors or windows?
Oh, no, it is secure, yes, but we secured it up, we boarded it up and everything.
I was able to pull the overhead door open at one time. That was how entry was gained. It wasn't locked at that time, otherwise the house was secure.
It's just really bad, it's been on a long time, so what do you think? What's your opinion on it?
30 days would be my limit, my absolute limit.
Yeah, the only thing I would add is, similar to what we've talked about before, is there's quite a few properties that we've done some work on in the last 3 or 4 months that are well ahead of this one on the list.
Right.
So,
Probably not happening fast.
if he's purely talking about just removing belongings, I mean, it's up to you guys if you want to give him 30 days, 60 days to get his stuff out, but functionally, he's agreeing on the record tonight to Fernwood and to Windsor to the demolition orders being entered.
Right.
So the orders will be there, the property will go down when we get to it. If it's tomorrow, it's tomorrow. If it's 3 months from now, it's 3 months from now. So you can give him, if you want, 30 days to get his stuff out.
Right.
And obviously, if they don't get it all out in 30 days, then they are the ones that are risking losing that stuff because they're agreeing to the town taking it down.
Taking it down. So, we need him to come in anyway and sign the papers?
No, because we've already issued an initial order of demolition on this.
We've already got it.
So it was already set for an order affirming it,
Okay.
which we're gonna do tonight on
Okay.
both of these.
Okay. So,
Sir, is all this stuff still outside? I see cars, I know you said the boat and the tractor, are these vehicles still there as well?
I believe one of the vehicles should be done already, and then we are working on getting the van that was there. The S-10 should be done.
The blue pickup is gone.
yeah, that was from last meeting,
Yeah.
Correct.
so nothing's
Yeah.
moved since last meeting.
Yeah, the only reason why we haven't gotten the van out just yet was just because I haven't been able to find the title, so I had to file for a lost title, so that way we could salvage or scrap it.
I believe there's scrap there in Linwood, that's for the title.
Or Chicago.
I'm 5% sure. So nothing's happened in the last 30 days. I think we're moving forward on the demolition period, like you said, so,
I'd make a motion for a 30-day extension for you to come back and give us another update if you would.
well, it's an update because he's just got time to get his stuff out and that's it. We're taking the houses down when we get it, as soon as we can.
My concern is all the stuff on the outside.
Just to give you, we have 4 or 5 unsafe properties that last year we either affirmed the demolition order on, or we had the stipulation agreement that will be in front of this one and the next one to get torn down. So right now it's winter, we're not going out and tearing them down, so it'll be a couple months anyway, if you guys do affirm the order tonight for the demolition before this property even comes up on the list.
So we need to just move forward legally to get it down, and it's on the list as soon as it can, and they've got that much time to get their stuff.
And if they delay, they risk losing the stuff.
Right, right.
But Heather, is your order, is your motion also to affirm the prior order of demolition as well?
Correct.
Okay,
Do we need to do each property separately?
correct, yes.
So this is for, okay. So Heather's motion is to affirm order.
I second it.
All right. We got Heather for first.
Could we move this to an update item at that point, or does it need to be an actual?
Once the orders are affirmed, then generally these matters get pushed to update because it's only just a matter of reporting on demolition of the property.
Okay, so this would be an update item
Yeah,
going forward?
I mean, he should just know, or make it clear in your motion, that he's got 30 days to get his stuff out. Anything beyond 30 days, there's no
He can
guarantee
lose
the
it.
stuff's going to be there.
Okay. Yes, that'd be part of my motion. 30-day extension with the understanding that anything after that would be your risk of losing whatever's left.
And you agree with that, Jim? Okay. Roll call, please.
Ms. Seshauer?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Ms. Sheehan?
Yes. Carries 3-0. You understand, sir, you've got 30 days to get your stuff out. After that, the demolition will be whenever they get to it.
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We've got 14021 Windsor Street, which I think is also his, so this is the second property, and we're,
Same situation. I think he had said on the record last month,
yeah. I think it's-
we didn't get to the paperwork, so just to clarify, Mr. Mogan, you are in agreement of 14021 Windsor Street being demolished by the town?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Okay.
Then what we need then is just to make that, well, do you have any property in this one that you want to remove?
No, I think we pretty much got everything out of value out of that one, so.
Okay, so then whoever makes the motion here would just be to affirm the prior order of demolition.
I'll make a motion that we approve the final order of demolition.
Okay, Jim makes first,
I'll second.
other second, roll call, please.
Ms. Seshauer?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Ms. Sheehan?
Yes. Carries 3-0. Okay, 13505 Dewey. Bowman?
My name's Darren Bowman, 2001 West 150th Avenue, Cedar Lake, Indiana. I'm going to audio record this just for my records.
Ashley, where's it, Jim?
So this one appeared before you last month, I believe was the first one, or 2 months ago, and you ordered title work and for the notification, oh no, I'm wrong, hold on. So last month you guys ordered the initial demolition order, and that was done in November, was when you ran title work, and for the notification to the property owner, notification was sent both times, they came back returned unsigned.
Okay, so this is your first time before.
This is my first,
Correct.
you guys sent the notification to the wrong
This is the first time. I
address.
didn't think you'd been before us, okay,
Right. And when I just found out about this January 3rd
okay.
of '23.
So what
And I
are,
went and talked to town, and I was told to come with me.
okay, so what are your plans with the property?
Well, okay. Long story short, I intended to sell it. I put it on the market in September. 4 days later, I got hit with the unsafe report. However, there are some inaccuracies in the report. I agree with some of it, of course, but I completely disagree with other parts. I don't know if you want to go through it.
Well, explain to us, I guess, what you disagree with Tony and don't, did look at.
I mean, we've talked, so like, it says 2 storage sheds. And he says that he inspected on September 29th. It was impossible to see 2 storage sheds on the 29th because I moved those sheds in June. So they weren't there in September.
Okay.
So they're not there now?
Well, one, the original shed, the old shed is still there. I brought a newer shed in there to store lumber while I was working on it. So since they made me take one away, of course I took the new one. Because my intentions were to eventually rehab the house and build a garage and eliminate both sheds anyhow. So,
But then you said you wanted to sell it. So you were going to rehab it or sell it? Or-
Right, so my initial intentions were to rehab it.
Okay,
And then I went in front of the BZA, requesting a fence. Okay, and they said no, and I said, well, long story short, again, they said, they denied it. I said, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do then because I have a dog. And that was in February of '22. And at the end of that, I was under the assumption, because they said I had a year to figure it out. So I was under the assumption that it would have been a year from there that I would come back if I decided to sell or rebuild or however. That was when I'd get a new permit if I was going to, you know, rebuild or...
well, okay, so, I guess, I don't know exactly, you wanted a fence prior to it being rehabbed? You wanted a fence the way it is?
Well, yeah, I wanted a fence prior just to keep it safe. I mean, people are parking in there. There's been a lot going on. I don't want to get into all of it. It's just,
okay, moving forward, what are your intentions now?
well, my intentions were to leave it on the market and see what happens. If it doesn't sell, then I'm going to, then it's continue working.
I don't really, do we leave
So-
unsafe buildings on the market?
It's workable.
It is workable.
It is workable. It's not livable, but it's got a foundation, it's got structure that's good. At this point, it's a nuisance and it's unlivable. It's definitely a, you know, move in a direction of fixing it, or the alternative is, right.
So,
Right, so I agree with the siding thing, okay? There's no question the siding looks terrible. But okay, so my intentions were to add on a little bit, so, and move and rearrange doors and windows, so siding would be in after that, right? And then as far as the structure, I turned in a engineered blueprint to the town, and that's what I did, that's what's in there now. And then, as far as some of the pictures that came in the packet, I don't know if you've been by there,
No.
where that tarp was,
Okay.
I put new boards to close it off. On the other side where the porch was at,
Yep.
because that porch wasn't gonna be there anyway, that front door was gonna move. What I did was I put boards there, and then I filled the hole back in with dirt.
Where the stoop was removed.
Right, so if you want, I can give you this, if you want to see it, just...
So sir, if you could have your way right now and choose either to sell it or to start making progress on it, which way are we aiming toward?
That's a tough question, because I mean, obviously if I could sell it, I'm gonna sell it. But if I have to put siding on it, so, you know, the neighbors,
I
you know,
think
it's
there's
more
more
appealing.
than siding, I mean, it's workable, I could see where it could be workable.
Yeah, I mean, so it says, I mean, I don't wanna go through this whole thing, but,
Well, I guess my question is we need to make some sort of progress on it, so would you be open to, and I don't even know if this is possible.
can I just paint it?
I don't.
I mean, the weather permits? There's nothing against wood siding.
I don't think it's just the,
And then like, okay, some of the pictures, we just go through the pictures, where it says boarded up windows. But those, okay, some of them were like that before, but they're not boarded up windows, they're actually wall patches.
Are you talking about the front window, the big front window?
That was prior to me purchase, that was there before me. So yeah, that's a window patch, which I intend to put windows back in there.
Okay.
Then on the, I guess it would be the southeast corner where it says boarded up windows. The one was there, they actually had the wall inside, and then you see the dryer vent? They had the dryer there. It was all
Okay, yeah,
drywall
I see what
inside,
yeah,
you
I see
know?
what you're talking about.
And then the one on the south, or that would be the east side, that's a wall patch.
okay, so I'm reading that there's siding missing in areas,
There-
front stoop on the home. was-
Okay, so that's what I just gave him. I put wood and
You put
patched all
wood
that.
to repair where
So-
that was missing.
Right now, as far as I know, there are no open holes. Now, again, you know, I agree that the siding does, but it was like that when I bought it.
Yeah.
I've only been working on it since 2020, and I'm not trying to use excuses, but it's been rough.
I think we
With
just need to know
COVID.
which direction, yeah, I understand completely.
My brother died, my mom died, it's been bad.
I think you wanna make some sort of a decision or progress either way as well.
Right.
So how can we help you do that? Do you feel like if you put
Well, I
it up
mean,
for
I don't
sale?
want it torn down, I've done, a lot, and I just don't know. I mean, I would rather sell it, to be honest with you, but I don't wanna put another, 10 grand in siding and windows and this and that to sell it, because it's not gonna, you know what I mean?
No, it's not gonna do enough. So I guess really you, Heather's getting at, you need to make the decision, do you want it for yourself and about the time and money to start making progress on it, or do you wanna put it for sale and we give you X amount of time to see where it goes on the market?
That was kind of what I was thinking, to say, if we agree, and legal says it's okay, to say, we'll give you 60 days on the market, and then a decision needs to be made beyond that.
Okay, I mean, that's the
It's
best
just
I
an
can do,
option.
right?
Yeah, we're just trying to give you
Yeah, I know.
ideas of what, because we can't just let it sit.
No, I
So we
understand that.
have to make progress one way or
I
the other.
understand, I'm not
Whether
trying to be
that's a for
argumentative,
sale
I'm just trying
sign
to,
or,
Yeah,
do,
well, we're trying to help, we need to help you make a decision on one way or the other. So I'm
yeah, I
not-
mean, I guess we could just do that for now, right? If
so
that's
you're gonna,
possible.
you're gonna, are you going to reel it or trying to sell
No,
it
that's
on?
fine, I mean,
Under
that's,
Macaulay.
Is there a Macaulay sign out there?
if that
So
was
is it
the-
currently listed with Macaulay?
It is,
Okay, how long
like when
is
the
your,
pictures were taken, that was,
how long is your contract with them?
it's a 1 year.
1 year?
So
you're-
September.
Okay, so it's been there since September, have you had any offers on it?
No, I've had a couple people look at it, but, it's winter time.
Right.
It's a lake town, you know what I mean? So people aren't really thinking about the lake so much, you know how it goes.
Well, I would say, I don't know that we're gonna go all the way through summer, but what do you guys?
Well, that's why I asked if I could paint it. At least it would look better.
I mean,
I mean, paint's not cheap either, but at least it would look better.
looking at the pictures, and I could drive by there tomorrow, I don't honestly see how paint is gonna help at this point.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I understand. I mean, there are some, the siding is bad. I mean, I'll just say that.
I don't wanna see you waste money painting it.
Because somebody may come in and just take it down, I mean, they're not gonna give you more for a paint.
No, right, exactly. And they're not gonna give me any more for
They're
the
not,
siding.
they're not.
So,
So, I guess we're just looking for, if you'd rather sell it, then we kind of put a timeline on how long we're gonna let
Okay,
the for
so
sale
let me ask
before we
this
go
then.
the other direction.
if you allow a certain amount of time to sell it and it doesn't sell, can I pick up a permit then? Because that was my intention, right? If it doesn't sell, obviously I'm not gonna just tear it down, I guess. I mean, I did a lot of work to it. You're welcome to come look.
Okay, so it's.
So if it doesn't sell, then I'll just
September.
continue to work on it.
I think you're in middle state.
What is this listed for, out of curiosity?
It's like 149.
Okay, that's part of the problem.
Well, I know, but there's an empty, and this is all the realtor, I mean, there's an empty lot right around the corner for 145. No house, no, you know what I mean, so,
Well, it costs more to take out.
and of course, I'm negotiable.
It costs
I mean,
them
if
to
anyone's
take it
interested. You know what I mean?
And what do you think?
It's been on the market since September. I misunderstood you when you said you got it or noted 4 days later. I thought you might have pulled it off the market at that point.
No,
Right, it's been on since September, so, I mean, not the best time for selling a house, I agree, but.
Yeah, also on the market.
Yes. You might want to reconsider how much you have it going for.
well, I mean, like I said, I will.
That's not my area though.
No.
So we're just here to determine whether you,
Right.
what you do with it.
Is
So-
the exterior cleaned up at this point and
So like,
Stop.
the grass has always been cut. I did get hit in May. I was trying to, I don't know if you guys ever heard of No Mow May. I was trying to do a No Mow May, and I got hit with a,
that's a thing? No more?
that's a thing. It's for the birds and the butterflies,
Really?
the pollinators.
I never knew that. No more.
Yeah, it's a thing.
The town didn't go for no more May though.
No, some towns do though.
I don't know, maybe.
Right.
So since then, it's all been trimmed and cut, and, I mean, you can look at the pictures, there's no long weeds or this and that.
Yeah, I think these are old pictures though, correct?
Those were, yeah, that was, he's got some updates here on some, open areas that he closed up. So I believe the structure is closed up on the outside. I would have concern about, like if you say painting it, you've got areas that were house wrapped, and the house wrap is old enough to where it's.
Right, it would have to be,
Gone.
right.
So it would need to be,
Yeah, I don't think
re-house
cleaning is
wrapped
really an
or.
option, I mean, you do what you want, but
I know,
Fruitless
I'm
there.
just trying, pulling straws, you know?
Ryan, any suggestions?
The only thing is traditionally the board has kind of disfavored, this is past boards, obviously, sort of making it someone else's problem.
Right.
Now, if he's got it listed on the market, if, you know, we've had circumstances certainly where properties have sold in the middle of it, and the board's been okay with that. I don't know that we've had this exact situation, but certainly if the board wants to give them time to sell it, you're free to do so. I would just put, as we do with everything, right, with the demo permits, we put caps on those things, just so we can keep progress moving, because in the past, maybe even before you were on this board, Colleen, there were things that drug far too long.
Way too long. When I first started,
Because caps were not put on
way too long,
anything.
yeah.
Right. Well, with that being said, I was technically listed before the report. So
Yeah, but
I
I
was
mean-
trying to ditch the report.
It doesn't matter.
No, I understand.
All that matters is,
I wasn't trying to ditch.
what the statute and the order requires him to do is to come here with a plan, or, you know, the board moves forward with the demolition. That's generally the process. Now, his plan is sort of, he wants to sell it, and if you guys are okay with that and giving him time, then that just needs to be capped.
I just don't think it can be very long. Unfortunately, it's already been on the market since September, so.
Where does it come up in, so if a purchaser comes along, at what point are they notified of?
It says on here 5 days. Oh, no, that's you guys, I'm sorry. I would just disclose it right away.
Yeah, generally,
It's not on title.
yeah, we haven't recorded it, we can, but it's not something that we've traditionally done, just given the volume that goes through all these. You know, which is why, so certainly it's not a terrible thing to disclose that this is going on, but you at the same time can disclose that, you know, a condition that you've been given by the board is to sell this property and, you know, for lack of a better term, make it somebody else's property.
I guess here's where I'm sort of seeing that is, the more time we give you to sell it, the less time we're gonna give you to fix it. So we're not going to give you a bunch of time to try to sell it and then give you a bunch more time to try to fix it. It's on the unsafe, we have to go one direction or the other.
Right.
And I think that's kind of where maybe Ryan's going with it a little bit. We don't wanna drag things out and make it 6, 8 months, a year long. We need action, so kind of.
Right, but once well, like I said, it's either or. I mean, you know, at this point right now, after I'm going through everything I'm going through, I just,
Maybe, Ward, what your ideas are, maybe a 30 days and a definitive direction at that time?
I mean, that's kind of what I was gonna suggest. I
Are
would
you
have
gonna be doing upgrades votes per se? Are you gonna be doing upgrades votes per se?
I mean, I can if I have to, I mean, but
But he doesn't really, he doesn't.
if I get so far, right, so if I do new windows and then I do siding, at that point, I mean, that's probably the most expensive, and I'd probably just
I don't
keep it
wanna
after
sit
that.
there.
I don't think that that's probably a proactive approach either. It's kind of like putting lipstick on a pig. Like,
That's what
hey, I'm
I
gonna paint the outside, hey, I'll put a new window here. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not.
that's
No, if I did that, I'd put all the windows the way I was gonna do it, do the siding, then it would just be interior work after that.
My suggestion would be to have a serious conversation with your real estate agent and make some moves as far as what you're asking, if you're motivated to sell it. And we'll give you 30 days to kind of come back to us either with, yeah, it's under contract, or I don't want it on the market anymore.
And I'm gonna do something immediately, start working on it. So, or we're gonna take it down. So it's kind of, we're at a fork in the road, one of the three has to happen. So,
I mean,
I guess what
30
we're
days, that's
saying is we're
only
giving you 30
January,
days to make a decision.
Oh, to make a decision.
And come back here with a,
I thought you were saying only 30 days to sell it.
no, well, 30 days, if they're
I
down
thought
to
now we're
30 days,
talking
and keeping, I mean, we're gonna put a deadline somewhere. So you've got time to say, you know what, I don't think I'm gonna sell it, I'm gonna get working on it right now. Or you guys take it down. We're looking for a definitive decision, and we're saying, let's give you 30 days to come back here with one.
Alright.
It'll be on the market while you're making your
I got
decision.
thousands of dollars on the inside. You got them?
I understand, I understand.
Well, I mean, if that's all that's all there is, right? I mean, that's what you're saying.
Well, sir, what's your idea?
I mean, I don't know. This was a surprise to me. I mean, I thought that I had till February to make a decision from the BZA. That's what I thought.
February of...
So I was at the meeting in 2022, so I thought February of 2023.
Okay, but still, you've gone 11 months now and not made a decision, so I mean,
No, I did decide. I decided to sell it. And then if it didn't sell,
well,
right,
it's been for
then-
sale since September.
I know, but I
so-
thought I had till February, was saying. So I
Well,
guess initially
we're
it's gonna
giving
be the same
we're
thing,
giving you
right?
till February anyway, so
Right, I
it's
see
the
what
same
you're
thing,
saying, yeah.
really. We're giving you that, so just, you need to come back then and have a direction that you want, that you're going with it, okay?
Yep,
So February 15th is our next meeting, and we'll see you then.
okay.
Thank you for your time.
Need a motion to defer then?
I'll make a motion to defer.
I second it.
All right, roll call, please.
Ms. Nassauer?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Ms. Sheehan?
Yes. 3-0 and defer. 1104 West 133rd Avenue, Raha.
This one, you ordered title work last month and notified me to advise the property owner that this is on the unsafe list. The certifications have been sent out. I've not received anything back regarding that, and no communication has been had by the property owner.
Title's back, order is prepared, if that's what the board wants to do.
How long has this been on?
This one disappeared.
Yeah,
But
this
it's
one
still,
just
yeah.
recently.
Okay, let me just check here.
Yep.
Oh, I know.
Mm-hmm. This one's gotta go.
Yeah.
So,
So no communication? None. And when did you try to make, a month ago you said?
I sent it out, I'd have to look at the date, but I sent the certifieds out for this one and the following property. The address that I have for this one is the 11104 West 133rd Avenue, so that's where everything has been sent to.
Okay, so clearly they're not living there.
And we got some other addresses through title as well, because there's 3 owners. So all the notices that we sent to all of them, so somebody should probably get that. And again, the initial order doesn't, I mean, it puts them on notice. It's kind of the whole point of what the last individual was talking about. You receive notice of what's going on, you come in to talk about these things.
right, so now we're just looking for a motion to affirm with the order.
This would be a motion to issue the initial order of
Issue,
demolition.
okay.
demolition.
I'll make a motion to issue the initial demolition order.
I second it.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Nassauer?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Ms. Sheehan?
Yes, 3-0.
I have a question. Are all these unsafe buildings still being built for sewage, sewer and water?
So, the way it works is that the utility department bills for everything until the demolition is finished, and the utility department is given that certificate of completion. And then, depending on whether or not the sewer is kept or not, will depend on how much their utility bill reduces.
Okay. 12905 Hilltop, Krakowski, Schieber, Kathy Living Trust.
How you doing? Isaac Johnson, 12221 Klein Avenue, Crown Point, Indiana.
Okay.
Kathy is my customer. She approached me. She purchased property in November, and this is her childhood home. She grew up there. So her plan is to rebuild the property. So I guess if I could ask for 30 days to come up with a plan, start making some progress.
So are we demoing and rebuilding, or, I mean, I think this is the
I
one
don't know what
that's
we're allowed
missing
to
an
do.
entire wall, correct?
Yeah, I think this one was
The whole back of the
Yeah,
house
it's like
is
a three-wall
gone.
house.
Yeah, the whole back of the house is gone. So
Right.
I don't know what we're allowed to do. So the idea is she would like to tear it down and rebuild a 2-story there. That's her plan. So that's what we're gonna aim for. So I don't know, I mean, I haven't started any process for variances for anything like that. We're still coming to an agreement about it.
Okay, so what would the,
I mean, at this point, you can't remodel this, so would
No.
you
No.
apply for a demo permit then
Yeah.
immediately?
Yeah.
You would wanna-
Super confident.
You would wanna go through variances.
Oh, yeah.
first,
It's
because
a
of lot
25-foot
lines
lot.
and- Yes,
It's really small.
really small?
Hi.
Variances for what? I mean, you
To rebuild.
for side lots, because if he demoed it, he's abiding by current zoning, which he's,
They may not be able to rebuild.
half the size of our legacy lot.
Got
But I
it.
mean, I guess the bottom line is they have to come down and get right.
Right.
So
Yeah.
regardless whether they can rebuild or not, if they're not taking it down, we are.
I suppose so. Yeah, it's just, I don't know how what the variance, situation would be and
Yeah,
how likely it is that.
Ryan,
I don't know.
any input on that,
For what, for the variance?
or any?
I have no idea what the BZA is gonna do, or what variances they'll be asking for,
It's a
that's.
tiny lot.
I mean, my concern is that half of the house is literally gone.
No, it's not.
It's a safety issue. It looks like their rear yard, something's dug up, is that the foundation that's dug up? Something's dug up?
Hi, I'm Rick Johnson with RK Construction, my, son here.
Okay.
And, we would really be asking for a 30 days to come up with some sort of a plan, a viable plan for that lot.
Yeah.
There is a house there that's in disrepair, and perhaps we can close it up, button it up, make it safe, and make it livable again.
Well, I would ask you to make it safe, first and foremost.
Absolutely.
And then,
How do we make this safe?
I don't know, we haven't,
No, it's missing a whole
yeah,
lot.
we haven't really seen it. It's new to us.
You haven't seen it?
I have been by it, yeah.
You have.
Yeah.
The rear of the house
I
is
have
a tarp.
pictures here.
Yeah, it's a tarp.
We have
right?
pictures if you wanna see.
No, it's,
We could certainly board it up in some way, shape, or
Yeah.
form,
At least,
and make
okay.
it, try to make it safe, yes.
yeah, 'cause it's probably been sitting this way for a little while.
Yeah.
yeah,
It definitely needs to be done whatever you can to make it.
Yes,
sure.
if we could get 30
And
days
then-
to like evaluate and
It's up
and
to
make
the
some
board.
preliminary
I would give
safety.
you till our next meeting to have an absolute plan and.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure, that's all fast.
Getting your.
Just make some
But
sort of
make it
plan.
safe.
Yeah.
And just so the board knows, we just ordered title on it last month, it's back.
Okay.
Ashley had told me that the owner's representatives would be here tonight, so I haven't prepped the demo order. I could easily do that and have it issued tomorrow if you wanted to. But there's still a 60-day window before the order would be issued and done, all of that, so.
So, your thoughts, Heather?
I don't know.
Okay, well, my only thoughts are, first of all, I mean, if you're gonna get on it right away to try to make it safe,
Yes.
so you can go by in like a week and see progress, I mean, are we talking right away, you're gonna get out there?
We're gonna create a plan within a week.
Yeah.
We'll evaluate and come up with something, and Ms. Kwiatkowski, maybe,
We're
it might be
prepared for
2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm just looking for something
We've got
so
things
somebody can't
already
get
in
hurt.
the works
Yeah.
that we're working on, so,
Okay.
yeah.
The second thing I would think as a board is I would give you the 30 days to come back with a plan.
Mhm.
But I would also probably have Ryan continue with demo in the case that they just decide not to.
I would agree with that.
Those are my thoughts. I don't know what you guys, you know, it's your
Sure.
call. But,
And if we have 30 days to come back with a plan and make the place safe, I think we can accomplish that in 30 days.
yeah, I think the only reason I would have Ryan continue is because of how in the shape it's in, and also in the case that they decide that they're not gonna get a variance and don't do anything.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know that you can't get in front of the BZA in the next 30 days, right?
The BZA?
Yeah.
If we
For
have
zoning
to, if
variance.
we have to
Yeah.
apply for any variances, but if we're just remodeling and trying to make it, finish additions that were started, would that require BZA?
The prior owner had a permit for remodel and repairs.
Yeah.
I don't know where we
It
could
just
go
looks
with.
like district, I don't know.
She hadn't
The
picked that
existing-
permit up till December, so she just, or not December, September, October, it was not long before she sold it that she picked up the permit, so it was still, it's still technically it was
yeah.
an active permit until she sold it.
If we
So
don't
it's
need
not met any 6-month mark yet.
Yeah, if we don't need a zoning variance just to remodel, to take the existing house, complete the additions that were kind of planned, if we don't need a zoning variance for that, then we wouldn't, go to the BZA.
Is this one even,
It didn't have a foundation in the back, and that was something that I had gone through with the prior owner when she bought it. So
Right,
she knew
so-
what she had to do, but he got in way over her head.
so you
Yeah.
guys realize you'll have to create a foundation and a lot, I mean, it's gonna take a lot.
Well,
Sure.
yeah,
Okay. Well, it's up to you guys.
I'll make a motion to give them a 30-day extension to come up with a plan.
Do you want to include Ryan moving forward with the demolition paperwork?
Right. Going,
That's up to you, if you want to include that.
he goes forward with paperwork on it.
So you want to issue the order of
Yeah.
demolition?
I'll second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Ms. Desauer?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Ms. Sheehan?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you for coming in.
Mhm.
Have a good night.
You too.
3-0. Okay, so now we have a potential unsafe 7208 West 138th Place. Excuse me if I say it wrong, Parrish?
This one's right up the road. This appeared last month but the unsafe report wasn't created at the time. The unsafe report is now created and in your iPad. The past few months, what we've been doing with it determined to be unsafe is Ryan's been running title work and you've been having me notify the homeowner of the unsafe and to appear at the next meeting.
Yeah, the garage for sure. Wow. Okay, so do we ask them to appear?
We have been sending them notifications via certified mail and USPS first class
And nobody's
to appear.
Okay.
Colleen, I believe typically the notices to appear don't go out until sort of we're past the potentially unsafe part.
Okay,
So this just, when it's potential, it's just for the board to see and to make a determination
Okay.
what we're gonna do.
So Tony? This one, I mean.
I'm sorry, just to be clear, so
It looks like you deemed it unsafe.
you reached out to the owners?
No,
We have not.
the owner has not been contacted.
Got it.
The owner would be contacted after tonight.
Okay, so we should move this to the unsafe.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really up to you guys to decide whether you want to move it.
It looks definitely unsafe.
It's pretty frightening. Okay, well. Move it to the unsafe.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion.
Heather, generally the motions would be, to notify the property owner, and it would direct us to order title on the property, so we can get everything going for next month.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to notify the owner, and also have legal start working on title to move this to the unsafe list.
I second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Desauer?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Ms. Sheehan?
Yes. Carries 3-0. Now we go to update items.
Would you like me to just run through them?
Yeah.
Okay, so
We're running over these people.
So 7512 West 128th Lane, this one, he contacted me last month, he's closing on some additional parcels around so he can be able to get around and work around the house, potentially demolish it and rebuild.
Okay.
7220 West 138th Place, that's the one that's right up the road that they're working on, and they're still rebuilding.
Right.
7120 West 132nd Place, Rincon, they've completed the interior demolition, I believe, Tony?
Yes.
And they're getting ready to reach out to the building department and start.
They've got a permit submitted, and they're working out a plan to,
Okay,
rebuild entirely.
good.
A1,
See Shane's is moving along.
they are moving along, they reached out today, and they're gonna be contracting with the engineer to get a full concept plan together, get back in front of the plan commission, and get going on rebuilding that one. 7029 West 135th, that was, the demolition order was affirmed, and you guys moved that to the updates last month, it's not down yet. And then 7424 West 140th Place, I believe, is still in litigation.
Still in litigation.
Okay, so that was it. All right. There we are. Public comment. Do we have any public comment tonight? Anybody online, Ashley?
No.
Public comment going once. Public comment going twice. This meeting is adjourned, 7:11.